Yo, what's going on today, ladies and gentlemen? Today I have a special video. We're going to be going over the 5 best sports cars that you can buy for under $3,000, and this is mainly aimed at high school students, as mostly high school students are looking for cheap sports cars. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so just a quick note before we start this video. Depending on where you live, these prices that I say may be higher or lower. Just know that you can find these sports cars pretty easily under $3,000, especially if you live in the right state. Like I live in Utah. Anywhere where things don't cost much, like Utah, Idaho, you could easily find these cars under $3,000. But let's hop into it. Alright, so coming in at number 1, we're going to be having the new Wedge / SN95 Mustang. Now, if you have upwards of $3,000, you can buy, the big V8 new Wedge Mustangs that are insanely cool, pretty quick for a high school car. But if you really don't have that much, you don't have to spend that much. You can buy an older style SN95 V6, and even though it's a V6, you can slap some rim on there, lowering springs. You have a pretty cool looking car, even though they aren't the quickest. And you can still buy a new Wedge V6. Those things are actually pretty quick for a little V6. But anyways, guys, on to the next one. Alright, so the next one on this list is the Mitsubishi Eclipse, and it's really up to you what generation you want to buy. You could buy a 3rd generation, which some people argue don't look as good. I think they look pretty good. It has around 210 horsepower depending on what year you get. Or you could go back to the older ones, which a lot of people like because some people say they look better, but you'll be paying about the same, but you'll be getting way less performance with the old version because it has only, I think, 160 horsepower, and it's really up to you. And these are extremely moddable cars for a Mitsubishi, and I don't know, I'm pretty confident in Mitsubishi's reliability. Not as of late, but in the older cars, I think they hold up pretty good. Just do not get an automatic. Anyways, on to the next car. Alright, so the next one on this list is the Blob Eye Subaru 2.i5 Sport. Now the good thing is you don't have to buy the WRX or the STI, which are extremely expensive for what they are, to get this body style. You can just buy the base model Subaru 2.i5 Sport, and it might not have quite the same performance as in 0 to 60, but it still will handle almost as good and look exactly the same minus the WRX and the STI badges and the seats. But this is a good way to get the WRX and STI looks for a way cheaper price, and even at a base model, they're still pretty fun cars to drive. On to the next one. Alright, so this next car on this list is kind of objective. It's basically if you want to be one of the fastest cars in your high school, but not as good as looking. It is the F-body Camaro. Now these Camaros don't really look the best in most people's opinion, but they are some serious quick for the cash. And it came with, I think, at the end of its cycle around 300 horsepower versus the new Edge Mustangs came with 260, but new Edge looks a lot better. But if you want a really fast car, I would definitely go for the Catfish Camaro or the F-body Camaro, as it can put down the power and probably be the fastest car in your high school, to be honest. Anyways, on to the last one. Alright, so the last one on this list, I am hugely reluctant to tell you guys because I know this one's just going to be so controversial, but it is the Honda Civic. Now, I know that there are people that race out Honda Civics, but that being said, it is a good entry-level car to get into as you're in high school. It's very cheap, even though it's not the fastest thing ever. If you take that money and invest into good race car mods, not freaking Ricer wings or other bullshit like that. If you take that money and invest it into turbos, the motor, stuff that actually adds horsepower rather than stickers. Actually, stickers do add horsepower, but if you take that and invest it in the motor, they can actually be pretty fun cars, a good entry level. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and comment your top 5 cheap sports cars that you recommend. Thanks for watching.